share your screen or? Right now I cannot share.
I just made you.
Okay, I can share. So I think today we'll quickly go over the features that we are tracking for 123. I think most of the features we want to get in right now should already be in. So based on the list, I think first owner PV reclaim. I think the changes are in, right?
Yeah, that one is just the blog, yeah.
Yeah. And this is alpha.
Yes, this is alpha.
Mm-hmm. And we need to add some docs.
Or just a blog. Blog is already there. It's being reviewed.
Okay. And is there a deadline for blog? We want to keep track.
It's already there, so it should be fine. Just getting it ready.
Okay.
I forgot. There's a date for that to be ready to merge, but the blog is already there, so that should be fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just addressing comments. Yeah, that one is out, so that we can. Golden House is out.
It's out. And do we want to have a blog or?
No. Oh, I mean, sorry. I mean, it's didn't make it. That's what I mean.
Oh, sorry.
Didn't make it in 123. Yeah.
So we'll track on 24.
Yeah.
And skip volume ownership.
That's in.
This is what? It's not alpha, right?
This is GA.
Yeah.
And this one, I think there's a doc. I don't know if I think it should have a. I didn't check. I think supposedly there should be a doc PR. I didn't check it, and I suppose it's out because it was due last Thursday. Herman says he's going to submit it. I didn't check, but I think he knows the deadline. So.
Okay. And the next one allows CSI driver to opt in volume FSGroup.
That's also, yeah, that's also in. Which one is this one? CSI driver to opt in, right? Is this the one that goes to GA? There are two features I get confused. One is GA, one is beta. There's another one. There are three FSGroup related ones. Sometimes I'm getting them mixed up. So this allows CSI driver to opt in. Is this also GA?
I think this goes GA.
Okay.
Yes.
And then there was a third one that is, I forgot. I keep getting them mixed up. That is beta. This one is
GA. I think the code is merged. I'm not sure about docs and blocks, but the code is merged.
So there's one that is done by, which one is done by Jonathan? That is completely done. Which one is this?
I don't know.
Yeah, that I always getting those three mixed up. So one is already complete. So if this one is GA, I think this one is completely done. The one that goes to beta, I think has doc. That was, yeah. If this one is the GA one, then I think this one is the Jonathan one, then that should be completely done. Okay, let me actually check. I have another place too that you can double check another place.
Okay, so for this one, CSI driver opt-in volume FSGroup, the change is in CSI driver side or the Kubernetes side?
There is something in tree. There's a feature gate in tree. So that's already merged. Okay, so let me check my. Okay. So Jonathan one is okay. FSGroup opt-in for CSI driver. That's GA. That is completely done. This market is done.
Okay. And
Yeah.
the GA means the feature gate will be removed, or
Yeah.
it will.
It's GA already. That's it. The change is already done.
So when the feature is in GA, we should remove the feature gate, right?
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that you need. I believe that was one thing that Herman brought up, saying when they review it, they gave different comments. So I think in Herman's case, they removed everything. But in Jonathan's case, I believe there was something still left there. It's not completely removed, but it's GA basically meaning it's it's turned on basically. You cannot turn it back anymore. But I think there was some reference to it that's not completely removed, I believe. But there are some inconsistencies when they review it. So, but I think that's fine. I don't think we need to track that.
Okay.
Right. I think this is the feature. We just consider the feature to be done. I think that should be fine.
Sure.
If you just say done, then we don't have to track this anymore.
And there's no blog for it,
yeah, this one doesn't have blog.
Okay. So allow CSI driver, like I don't know which driver is actually opt-in volume FSGroup. Just any driver could opt in.
Can any driver could opt in, but this is for Samba. We have entry Azure file driver that uses Samba underneath. And they have a mount option to set FSGroup during mount. And they use it entry, and we want the same also for the CSI migration out of tree.
And so that because in tray, Azure file use this.
Mm-hmm.
And after this feature is available, and the CSI driver for Azure file to use this?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So other drivers right now not using this feature yet.
Oh, yeah, nobody uses it, but it's there. They can use it if they have some crazy file system.
Okay, I see. It has some specialty. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and the next one allow Kubernetes to supply parts FSGroup to CSI driver on mount.
Yeah, I'm in the process of writing up the E2E test. So the E2E test I was planning to do is going to use the proxy mode on the CSI host path driver, essentially just to verify that the FSGroup is passed in correctly and that it gets directly proxied to the E2E test to verify. So because that's a entry E2E change, I'm going to aim to merge, get that out for code review later today and hopefully merge it tomorrow. I also realized while thinking about this E2E test that this test doesn't really verify that the entry kubelet FSGroup application logic is turned off when this feature is turned on. And so I think the best way to verify that I could think of is to use an actual driver that would only work if FSGroup is passed to the driver. So something like I always recommended to use the SMB driver to implement, which will also need to pass FSGroup into mount options in order for future files to use the FSGroup. And so if the in-tree kubelet logic actually applied at the FSGroup, then it wouldn't have worked. That's my understanding. And so once I have a prototype, or once I have the code out for the mock E2E test, I'm going to try the SMB driver as well. And if the test, so there are already some in-tree FSGroup tests that kind of covers the case of passing FSGroup through the mount option also, or through the CSI driver call. Notably, the FSGroup change policy E2E test for the always FSGroup policy. That should cover this case as well. So if the SMB driver test or SMB driver is able to do something similar to what the Azure file is doing, then we may not need an extra E2E test if we're able to kind of test that entire flow.
So that will be like a manual. The SMB test will be a manual test, right? Is that right?
It will be. I'll first do a manual test, but we can also have an existing E2E test run against this SMB driver and
oh, we can do that. Okay, I thought.
Yeah, it should tell us the right behavior.
Okay.
Yeah, essentially the entry or the existing test, what it does right now is this is a test from FSGroup change policy.
Mm-hmm.
And under the always policy, what the test does is it just creates a pod with the security context FSGroup, and then it tries to verify. And it doesn't care what volume plugin is used underneath, or what kind of change FSGroup logic is implemented underneath. All it does is at a high level, it creates a pod with that and verifies that the new files are created with the file FSGroup, and yeah, that's essentially it. And that the subdirectories also have FSGroup applied to them, and so I think the same test can be used for testing passing FSGroup to CSI driver, because that this test is kind of agnostic to how the FSGroup is applied. It just checks that it is applied somehow. And so if the SMB driver implements FSGroup on the CSI driver side, and it does the right thing, I think this test should be able to verify out of the box.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, because we're kind of tight on time because the deadline's tomorrow, I'm gonna prepare a CSI mock E2E test anyway, just in case I don't get the other one working, or I don't get the SME driver implementation working. So at least we have some additional coverage, just to make sure that the FSGroup is passed to the CSI driver correctly.
Okay.
This is beta?
This is beta, yeah.
To be honest, I really don't know the difference between the last two, like the CSI driver all-in volume FSGroup and supply pods FSGroup to CSI driver on mount. But if anyone like you know the details, right, and how to test it, then yeah, that should be fine. I'm wondering whether,
I found the so Herman has his doc PR submitted, so I just updated that one. The skip volume ownership.
Okay, sure. So I'm just wondering whether we have some better description to differentiate these two. There looks like a lot. No?
Yeah, so I'm less familiar with the feature above, but my understanding is you can set a field inside the CSI driver object that configures the CSI driver whether or not it will actually support FSGroup. Whereas for the second one it's more of an mechanism to kind of delegate the application of FSGroup from kubelet, which is what it does today, to the CSI driver itself. And the reason for that is, some CSI drivers, like Samba-based ones, require some special logic to apply FSGroup properly that that kubelet doesn't support out of the box.
I think, yeah, I think this description is a little confusing. I would just change it to delegate FSGroup to CSI driver. I think that's easier.
Yeah.
Okay. And the previous one, they are not working.
The previous one. This one is like a CSI driver. There was an option inside CSI driver.
For the CSI driver object, yeah.
There's no relationship between these two features.
They're all related to FSGroup. I think that's the issue. But other than that, they are kind of independent features.
Yeah, CoPath is pretty separate.
Okay. So I think that's good enough for the update. Okay. And the next one, recover from expansion.
I think the doc PR is submitted. That's it, because it's already, code is all merged.
Yes, so finally we made it, and this big change got in for our feature. And similarly, this auto remove PVC in stable set also be able to, the alpha feature got merged. And I think Matt is working on a blog. If you're interested, please review the blog.
Is the doc already submitted? The placeholder doc?
Yeah, I think so. So I remember he mentioned he has a doc placeholder.
That's a blog, right? Okay. He also has a doc PR.
Yeah, I think so. But let me confirm. Yeah, in case it's missing, I will ask him.
Yeah, I see that. Okay, I just found there was a PR for doc. That's fine. So it's there.
Okay. Yeah. So this is also very last minute to merge, but I think who, like Patrick or someone, maybe not Patrick. So mentioned that there are some unit tests seems flaky after this is merged.
After which one?
This one.
Auto remove. Oh, is it?
I saw email today. So I don't know, the unit test, it seems like the existing unit test, yeah, got somehow become flaky. So I think Matt should take a look. And the next one is CSI migration. I think all the alpha feature for Ceph and the PowerWorks are done. And any questions about this? Okay, that's pretty much all the features we're tracking. Anyone has more things about 123 features? Okay, good. So we put the non-graceful no shutdown cap. So seeing you want to mention something about.
I just want But I see Haman is not here. I thought that he was the one who has more concerns. When you talk about it last time, did he was here, right? Last time when you went through the proposal?
Because it's quite like a long meeting, someone kind of have to drop in the middle.
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't know exactly he dropped or he be able to finish everything. But
okay.
we can set up offline in case.
Okay.
Or Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe maybe I'll ping him and see if or we can talk about this on Wednesday, since I think we're kind of done with we probably still have to go through this one on Wednesday, the tracking side.
Sure. So after the CAP is updated, we can kind of update the CAP and to make it more clear about the supporting use case and the logic, and then so to get review.
Yeah, I just want to know if there was any big objections before I go update that. So
sure.
So you're saying last time you didn't hear anything last time, at least when you went through it. Okay, right. So maybe I'll check with him and see if he was in the meeting last time, and see if we need to go through this again in the next meeting. And
sure.
Okay.
Okay, I think in 123 we get quite a lot done. Thank you everyone for the hard working. So anything we want to kind of discuss for today? I remember there was update Go version inside the cars. So any help needed here?
I believe Patrick has already done that for all the sidecars, right? Do we have anything remaining?
I think it's done. I don't see any pending PRs in my what's it called, my overview. So this went rather smoothly this time. Thanks everyone.
Wow. Then that's great. So that means all the sidecars Go version got updated.
Yeah, master branch is now using 1.17. For the stable release branches, we haven't changed anything. We can discuss that when it comes up, but my personal preference actually would be to go to go to the latest Go, because then we can just take the release branch, CSI release tools, and merge it into also the release branches. And even though it's a patch or a minor bump in the Go version, it shouldn't cause any compatibility problems, and it keeps everything.
Patrick, the one that you update right now, is that 1.17.0?
Yes.
It's not the dots. I see in KK they updated to .3.
Let me check. Let me check. I think I updated to the latest that was available.
Okay.
So we have to put a specific number instead of saying kind of latest, always just.
It has to be a specific version, and it was 1.17.3, the latest available version.
Okay. So we update to just keep a note there. Is there like OR issue for it, or it's just a separate PR to update? There's no overall issue to check that?
I don't think we had an open issue for that.
Okay.
We had this bug report about the CVE, but I don't think, I think that's an invalid bug report. It's not a bug that that this issue was pointing out.
Okay. So the current status is update to 1.17.3.
That's correct.
In master branch, okay. I think we agree, right? We just do this. We don't need to do anything else for the service or other branch.
I think we left it open, but I think if we do anything at all, I think we should do the same thing also in the release branches for consistency, and because that actually gives us the latest version and avoids issues that if we do an update in, I don't know, 1 or 2 years for those release branches, if that ever happens, that we then are based on an unsupported Go version. I think even in Kubernetes, they are aggressively updating release branches with new Go versions, just exactly to avoid this issue with long-term support.
So I guess the question, I thought we talked about this last time. Do we need to, we may not need to release it? You're saying maybe we just make this change there, but does not release it.
That would be my preference. If we do something, we wouldn't need to cut releases. We discussed that part. We just left it open what version we proactively update to, whether it should be 1.16 something just in case, or whether it's 1.17, or again just in case that we do a snapshot or a patch release.
Yeah, so for the snapshot, that one actually we will have to backport that changes because we already cut our RC build, for this other CI issues. So, but maybe we also need to, if we do this for all the other release branch, maybe we also need to backport that to even earlier.
So if we agree that using 1.17 is okay also for all the releases, then I can kick off another round of updates for the release branches.
So what is the concern for not using 1.16? I not using 1.17. I see that Kubernetes, they used 1.16 something, right?
I'm not worried. I have no concerns about it, but some people might have concerns that it's incompatible, or I don't know. I'm not worried. I would use it.
Yeah, so I don't have a problem either, as long as it works. I just see the only things I see Kubernetes side, they use 1.16 maybe 10 something in the stable branches. So that
I think
only reason I was not sure.
Yeah. Kubernetes is a bit more complicated to compile. So and it does all kinds of tricks with Go modules. So I could imagine that this is one of the reasons why it's not as easy to update in older release.
Okay.
But it shouldn't be a problem for us.
Yeah, I'm fine if you don't have any problems.
Yeah, I don't have objection. So if we kind of confident there should be okay for CSI, we can just not doing it. Otherwise, yeah, there's just some extra work, right? Needs to be taken care of. So if no objection, maybe we right now leave it like this.
Which snapshot release branches are still supported?
Oh, I'm saying that for snapshot, because we cut the release branch early because we need to do the staging thing. So that's release 5.0, right? Release
how far back do you go? Release 4.2, release 4.1.
I think just to go to the latest 4.2 should be sufficient.
Okay.
I think that 5.0, 4.2, 4. I think that should be sufficient.
And we don't have a good way to identify maintained release branches.
So we do have, you know what, we probably should also check our document, because we do have a document saying like we are going to, is that 2 more? We need to look at we have a doc about this.
I know that we have a doc, but there's no table or list that you can just look up and have those rules applied to the branches.
Yeah.
So basically, each time this question comes up, you need to look at the different branches, try to figure out how and how these rules apply.
Yeah. So yeah, so we actually, yeah, like if you go look at each sidecar, there are, I think there are tables there, but sometimes those are not up to date. So so normally we see that we list 3 of those. So the current one and then 2 more. So if we go with that, then for snapshot, we probably also need to go to 4.1. If we say whatever we support, we want to have them updated to those Go version. Then we need to have 3 versions basically. The most recent one and 2 more stable releases.
Oh, it's already passed. So any conclusion here for snapshot? We need to do anything?
Snapshot, I think I'm looking at that table. If I look at that table, then that means the 5.0 and 4.2 and 4.1, because that's the supported releases we're going to claim, right? So I would say, yeah. I think same thing for other sidecars. Have like 3, the most recent one, and then go back to 2 releases.
Okay, but do I need to do anything for those branch?
I guess that's what Patrick was saying, that we, if we want to also update that for all the stable branches, then we need to go do that for all the supported one, right, Patrick?
Yeah, and
then we say 2, so then that means we should just go with the current one and then 2 stable branches.
Do we want to do that, or?
Yeah, I think that's what I guess that we're saying yes. Maybe we can come back to this one, right? So it looks like right now the answer is yes, for us to be consistent with what KK Kubernetes is doing.
Okay.
We just don't have to release them. It's just we update Go, but we don't have to cut release. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, sounds good. So Patrick might help to update that, or someone else could.
I can do that.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. So I think that's pretty much for today, and we'll see Wednesday. I think we still have the meeting, right? Thursday, Friday.
I think holiday. So. Yeah, I think so. We'll see how many people show up. But I think Yang does not have that day off, right? He doesn't have Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, and also Patrick is also, yeah, they are in Europe. They're both in Europe. The rest of us, we are in. Okay.
Okay. Okay, great. See you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.